Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little bit different, something super immersive. I'm literally stepping into the shoes of an Indian medical student to walk you through exactly what a day in my life looks like studying at the Georgian National University, SEU. Let's dive right in and set the stage for this massive jump from India all the way to Tbilisi, Georgia.
So what is it actually like to move 2,500 miles away from home to study medicine? It's the ultimate question, isn't it? I mean, what does it really take to pack up your entire life, hug your family goodbye, and tackle a giant 6-year MBBS degree in a totally unfamiliar country? Yeah, it's pretty daunting. But for thousands of us, it is the required pathway to becoming a doctor. So come on, let me show you how my day actually unfolds. My day kicks off with a brisk walk toward the main campus. And guys, this place is massive. It's an 80,000 square meter ultra-modern glass facility sitting right in the heart of Tbilisi. But honestly, the very first thing that hits you when you step outside, that sharp, biting chill of the Georgian winter air, it is a huge, and I mean huge, shift from the warm weather back home in India. But the sheer scale of the campus and that cold air, it definitely wakes you up.
So my morning routine is really all about adapting. It starts right here in the modern student dorms. With the Georgian winter dropping to around 3 degrees Celsius, literally the first order of business is cranking up that central heating. Then, to kind of cure the homesickness, I head down to our shared hostel kitchen. It's fully equipped so I can whip up a warm home-style Indian breakfast. Trust me, it helps so much. Once I'm fueled up, I gear up for classes. We're in a fully English-taught 6-year program, so once breakfast is done, it's time to get down to work.
Let's move into our next section, Inside the Spiral Curriculum, Academics at SEU.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes the teaching style here so effective. We use something called an integrated spiral curriculum. Now, what that means is we don't just sit there reading giant, dusty textbooks for 3 solid years before finally getting to see a patient. No way. Instead, we learn the foundational basic sciences, and then we continuously circle back to those exact concepts while getting early, hands-on clinical exposure.
Here is exactly how that progression works for us. Step 1, we hit those basic sciences hard. Step 2, we transition into problem-based learning, or PBL, where we work through realistic scenarios in small groups. Then, Step 3 is case-based clinical reasoning. That's where we apply everything we know to theoretical patient cases. And finally, Step 4, this is the one we all came here for, early clinical rotations. It's a really smooth progression from theoretical problem-solving right into hands-on reasoning.
And this is where we actually have to prove what we've learned. You know, back home, I was so used to paper exams. But here, we take our tests in these massive electronic examination halls on our own personalized computers. We also prep in really modern computer labs. It just makes the whole rigorous testing process highly efficient and, of course, strictly monitored.
Moving right along to the next section, real clinical rotation experiences.
Let's get into the reality of practicing medicine here, because it is honestly a rush. I get this amazing early hands-on exposure at premier facilities, like the American Hospital Tbilisi. We even get to train with some insanely advanced tech at the Karajvishvili Robotics Center and practice in AI-integrated research labs. But I'm going to be completely honest with you here. It is not all easy. The absolute biggest hurdle, having to learn basic Georgian to actually interact with the local patients during our 12 months of mandatory clinical internships. You can know the science perfectly, inside and out, but if you can't comfort a patient in their own language, you're stuck. So studying Georgian is a massive part of my daily grind.
Next section, culture, community, and challenges.
Now, you might have seen some rumors online, maybe scrolling through Reddit, complaining that the university is too lenient with attendance. Well, here's the reality check. While that lenient schedule is absolutely a trap for lazy students who just want to slack off, it is actually my biggest advantage. Because I'm disciplined, this gives me ample, uninterrupted time for self-study and deep preparation for my licensing exams. It's a total double-edged sword, for sure, and it requires extreme personal discipline to actually succeed.
But hey, it's not all just hitting the books. I balance out that intense academic pressure by leaning on my community. There are over 10,000 students here from more than 25 different countries. When homesickness really hits hard, we get together and celebrate familiar festivals like Diwali and Holi right here on campus. To blow off some steam, I'll head over to the Olympic standard sports halls or take a swim in the indoor pool. And honestly, it's just a huge relief knowing there's a fully equipped medical office right on campus if I ever catch a bug. You really do build a family away from family here.
And finally, our last section, evening grind, preparing for licensing exams.
By the time evening rolls around, I usually settle into the massive 2-story digital library. Why?
Because every single clinical rotation, every problem-based learning session, and every late night spent poring over notes is secretly just prep for the major licensing exams. I'm talking about the USMLE for the States or the FMGE if I want to head back to practice in India. Earning that globally recognized MD degree is the ultimate endgame.
So the big question, does this evening grind actually pay off? Well, the answer is right there in the numbers, 60.39%. That was SEU's FMGE pass rate for 2024, straight from the National Board of Examinations. 93 out of 154 Indian students from SEU passed that incredibly difficult exam. When I see numbers like that, it just proves that my daily grind in the library is absolutely worth it.
And all of this really ties into the financial reality of my day-to-day life. Let's break it down. Tuition is roughly $5,900 a year, and the hostel, including food, is about $3,000. Add in about $100 for medical insurance. When you compare that whole shebang to the staggering costs of private medical colleges back home in India, that $5,900 tuition makes a world-class European standard education so much more accessible. Sure, it's a significant investment, but it's one that actually makes financial sense for my family.
So the crucial point is this. You've seen my freezing morning routine, my clinicals in a foreign language, and my evening grind in the library. This path, it's not for everyone. The freedom you get here will either make you a brilliant doctor or it'll cause you to fail. Are you disciplined enough to make this your daily reality? Do you have what it takes to turn this dream into your own reality? Thank you so much for walking through this explainer with me. Keep learning, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.